Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hi, everyone.
I have like two chats
Um,
going on right now just
ooh.
to make sure that I see all the comments.
Well, hi everyone who is watching, I guess. We're live. Sorry, it's echoing like crazy. Are you guys able to mute for a second?
Or should we both mute?
Yes. Oh, okay. Thank you. I felt like I was going crazy for a bit. But yeah, hi guys to whoever is watching. Thank you for joining us for another live. I'm so excited to be joined by Jessica and Mary Claire. And yeah, we're gonna just do another recap. This time we did episode. We're going to be recapping episode 2. Oh, I'm seeing some people join. Hi. So you might know me as Linny Mouse. And yeah, I pretty much react to a lot of just K-pop stuff, mostly right now Street Woman Fighter, World of Street Woman Fighter. But yeah, that's me. Do you guys want to do your little intro so whoever is new, who haven't watched our lives or haven't watched us, will know who we are?
Okay. Oh, should I go? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Hi, guys. My name is Mary Claire, also known as TMC React. I react to a lot of Korean stuff, Korean dramas or series or like the shows. Currently, I'm also reacting to Street World of Street Woman Fighter. I'm still getting that confused with Street Woman Fighter for some reason. But yeah, I finally get to collab with these ladies because I've seen their videos. Very entertaining, very thoughtful things that they say. So I'm like, okay, interesting. I didn't know we are gonna be here, but here we are. So I'm glad to be here. I didn't join the last one. I was hacked, but here I am today.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jessica Holyfield, and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States. And I do dance analysis for YouTube and in real life as well. I work at studios and I just get to do what I do at the studio on the internet, which is really fun. So I started my first series I ever did was Street Woman Fighter Season 2. So the franchise is near and dear to my heart in the YouTube sense for sure. And this is the first season of the Korean franchise that I'm watching the full episodes. So it's been very fascinating. I watched Vietnam. I've seen all of the seasons at this point. I know, Lenny, you are looking at the first season right now. So I bet that's super fun for you. But I'm really excited to be here, and this is technically my first collaboration for YouTube as well, is with these ladies. So I think this is super fun, very fitting that the franchise gets a lot of my first, and I'm so happy that there's so many of you guys that I recognize here. And what's also fun too is you guys, as you guys are noticing, you show up on the yes, Madeline, you know, on the goodness on the chat, you guys can leave a comment as you're noticing and questions. So we're gonna have time to talk through if you guys have any questions you want us to touch on in our positions. But yeah, we're gonna let Lenny take control because she's the one who wanted us all to collab, and I want to honor that. So she's all the vibes. So let's do it.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess let's just get right into it. Um, in the very first live that we did, I know for me personally, I like to say like who my favorites are. I don't know if Mary Claire, you're the same. Did you want to indulge us with who your favorite crews are, or did you have any I guess predictions before starting the show? Because we haven't really. I don't know any of your personal opinions, so I don't know if you want to say that, or if you don't want to say any of your favorites, that's totally fine. But I did end up explaining that like my favorites in the first live was Motive, AG Squad, and Royal Family. They're my top 3. That was my opinion before starting the show. Did you have any thoughts on who your favorites would be, or any predictions before you started watching the episodes?
Yeah. So before starting the show, because I watched the first season, but I didn't record that one. The first season, so I like kind of knew the ladies more. So I was like, okay, bums up because I know how they are. I got close to them, but as I was watching like first episode and all of that, I was like, okay, I think I really like AG Squad because it firstly has the old royal family girls, and they danced pretty well. So I was like, okay, AG Squad is definitely one of them. And then as I was watching their videos, I think Motive also, they had just that cool hip hop vibe that we don't really see on these Korean shows as much. So I was like, okay, I think those two, so AG Squad so far and Motive, are really like, I'm vibing with those teams, but I don't want to be too biased and be like anything that they do is 100% for me. It can be either or. But yeah, those two teams so far.
Yeah, period. I also noticed that um before watching the show, there was just so much like discussion on like the different crews, and like some crews were already getting some hate and stuff like that. And I honestly had to check myself a little bit because I noticed that I was getting a bit of a bias as well when I did start watching the show. So I kind of had to stop myself and kind of go back and be like, okay, like I can't go so
Yeah.
hard for certain crews when like
Mm.
there may not be deserving of certain wins or whatever. Like, yeah, I had to kind of check myself watching episode 1. Now I feel good about saying like who I'm rooting for, who, whatever, because I don't know, I think I was a little scared about getting hate, just because, like, not hate, but people have strong opinions on this show. So I was like, watching episode 1, I was like, okay, I need to give everyone a fair chance and be very honest and vulnerable about who my favorites are, and like what I liked, what I didn't like, and
Mm.
and be open to changing my opinion as well, and not be so stuck on, oh, I think people on TikTok will be happy if I say that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's easy to get caught up in that. So I definitely had to check myself for the first episode, but the second episode was very interesting. A lot of my opinions changed as well. So I guess we can get started recapping what happened in the second episode, if you guys are down. Was there any other thoughts that you guys had before we get into it?
I know people in the comments are probably curious. Yes, we are going to talk about the Paris choreography royal family debacle that is currently on fire everywhere. We will touch on it, but we're going to touch on other things first. So just letting y'all know, stay tuned. It's happening.
Okay, so I believe the episode started with Logistix going up against Lip J. Um, right? That I think that was the very first thing that we saw, was just that matchup. I definitely knew that I wasn't sure about who Logistix could go up against, and like I was really curious about how that would even look like. But yeah, I think her going up against Lip J was very interesting because both girls are just so talented. And then we did see that Logistix ended up winning. I do think that it's just hard to beat her when she's just so talented. She's just such a icon. Lip J is as well, but the way that Logistix did that first flip coming in and starting the music, I think took it for me. Lip J, you could see that she was trying to keep up with her and the energy, but it's like, how do you go against a B girl when you're not a B girl? So that was a very interesting battle. Logistix, I think, deserved to win, in my opinion. How did you guys feel about that battle? It was kind of, I don't know, weird to watch a little bit.
That battle was very, I don't know, it didn't really seem like a battle to me. It just felt like someone who wants to appreciate like another legend, with Logistix picking Lip J. And the dance styles are very completely two different worlds. So I was like, I don't know how this battle is gonna work out, with Lip J doing her whacking and Logistix doing like big girl stuff. But it was very cool to see how they work it out. It wasn't too chaotic. It worked out well. Logistix very talented. I didn't know who she was until I saw the whole like K-pop battle thing, and I was like, this girl is very good. I didn't know she was in the Olympics at all. But she's very good. I understand her winning because her moves, those are not easy moves to pull off at all. But I think both of them did pretty well. But Logistix really took, like, she really covered the whole stage, which I understand that like the judges picking her. But it was a very interesting battle to watch.
So for me, it makes sense for Logistix to win, but two things that I noticed that I had a lot of people also were picking up on is it felt like they added it in, they just threw that in because of the amount of outrage on the internet of people asking for it, and they're like, where is it? And so part of me believes that was a rushed edit, and it also felt like the entire first half of the episode was very rushed, where we're not giving those who are known for battling their flowers, both in that first episode and in this episode. And then I also I was concerned about, what is it? Just the closeness, and I know that we're going to touch on that when we get to the commandos and routine team battles. The closeness that people were getting to each other is very concerning for a safety reason. And so with Logistix doing a lot of high level power moves, Lip J did a very good job in their simultaneous round of kind of moving, collaborating, and interacting, but also moving out of the way when she needed to. And I believe because we had a simultaneous round, we are missing an initial 1v1 going into a tiebreaker going into the simultaneous. So we have missing information going in as well. I do believe it is tricky to combat Logistix and Logan because her ear is so fine-tuned to music, and she knows how to play the game regardless of the circuit. So she understands the difference between WAD, World of Dance. She understands the difference with Red Bull, BC1, the Olympics. They're all slightly different in how you approach meeting a criteria. The fighter franchise is of no difference. And so I was not concerned of her competency of battle because of her experience in different facets. I was surprised she picked Lip J. I was assuming she was going to pick someone like Kyoka, but I like the fact that we were able to get a battle of those two because it wouldn't have happened otherwise. And that's a benefit of the show, is you get certain matchups that you never would have gotten otherwise. So we actually have a question. What are y'all's top 3 favorites? Top 3 favorite battles, or top 3 favorite like people who battled, if that makes sense? I don't know, but we have a question there. We'll let them elaborate and then we can answer it. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that matchup.
Oh, whose mic is on?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I want to see what they really mean by, is it favorite cruise or is it favorite battles? I would have to really, cruise. Yeah, so I mean, earlier I did say my favorite crews were Motive, AG Squad, Royal Family. I do like RH Tokyo as well, just because I've been a fan of like Rihata for so long. But yeah, those are my favorite crews. I don't know if you guys want to say yours, but we can. I would just say that's mine. That's mine. Yeah.
Okay.
But we did.
My favorite crews would be AG Squad, first place, and then second place would be Motive, and then third place will be RH Tokyo. Those are my top 3.
Period. And I guess we can move on to we had the group battle with Osaka versus RH Tokyo, which I was kind of trying to go back in the episode and figure out what was going on there. Was that just because Osaka Ojo gang, like, they had the least wins or something, and then they had to choose someone to go up against? Like, do you guys remember why that was? Why they were supposed to have that battle in the first place? Do you guys remember?
I think that was like part of the battles. They have the 1v1 battles, and then they had the group battles where I think one person and then 2 people come in, and then, like, I don't know, it's a duo or what, but they chopped those parts so much, which was very weird in the editing. I don't know, something about this season's editing is very weird.
Yeah, it is very weird. I wonder if it's just like maybe they're watching to see what the audience is saying or what we want to see or whatever. And they're just like, okay, let's only show this battle or this section of, and then like let's scrap everything else because the audience wants to see this. And it was they showed us the 2 Japan crews, and I think they just thought that that was going to be a huge moment. So they're like, let's only put that into the episode. I think there was, who else went against each other? Korea versus AG Squad as well. But then there was like no other group battles. So I was kind of confused as to like why we were getting certain groups and not other groups, but maybe they just honestly edited that out and only put in certain crews that they think would get a lot of views. But in regards to Osaka and RH Tokyo, that group, we started with the first round, which is like the duos. Um, when I first saw that, Osaka Ojo Gang, like the two girls that came forward to do their battle together, messy, in my opinion. It was messy, but then they kind of saved it, and I was like, okay, like I'm rocking with you guys a bit, but they weren't together. And then when you get RH Tokyo and the two girls that came up after, very in sync, very together. And then they, I find with RH Tokyo, they like to bring the entire crew in for like a moment and then they leave. So they did that again. So I thought the duos was cool. And I would say that RH Tokyo won that round in the group battle. Um, yeah, but the second battle, which was I think Kyoka versus another soloist. I forget who that was, but she was bomb. Kyoka was amazing. Her musicality on another level. And then the third battle was with Rena versus Ibuki, I believe. And Rena definitely brought a lot of like the fun, cute kind of vibe. But Ibuki was just like her technique is just on another level. So that I was tied. But then again, what RH Tokyo likes to do, they bring the entire crew in and they did kind of like a very like shocking moment where they were all dancing together and I thought they stole the show at the end. And I think that's kind of why their group won. And I do think just in general, like RH Tokyo, they to me, they're a better crew. Where I feel like Osaka Ojo Gang, there's so many like individual stars, I think. They do dance well together, but I think RH Tokyo, they're so much more in sync and have better chemistry, I think. Like they just have to give each other a look and then they know to do certain moves together. And like, that type of chemistry I find that they do well with. But what did you guys think about like the group battle just in general?
Oh, well. I wanted to start with this. Somebody did comment on one of my videos, what is a commando? So a lot of times in the battle scene, a commando is a routine that lasts 4 to 8 counts where you see them dance together. Typically in a battle circuit, it'll be on a track that they did not previously rehearse to. So I would say in this case, it's safer to say that the girls did not know their songs to the choreography that they tailored it to, unlike previous seasons where it did give that impression, especially in eliminations. So that was more true to that. A routine in the battle sense is longer than 8 counts. So an example would be, was it Rena was in the 1v1 with Ibuki? That little moment that she shared with her team, that's considered a commando. And then I would say the 2v2 that we saw with RH Tokyo and Ojo, we're both considered routine. So that's how I would separate, but they're essentially the same thing. So now you know. I do believe it was messy from a logistics standpoint and from a just format standpoint. I feel so many people are already on this wavelength of when you have unclear criteria, whether or not it's, oh yeah, somebody just asked, yep. Yeah, with the judging, I've touched on these judges are not battle judges. Even if some have battle experience, it's not the same as judging with the skill set. Just like I've mentioned, just because you're an incredible battler doesn't make you a good judge, and the opposite can be true. And so with who we have on panel, I can see them being very beneficial in the concept shoot. So the class rank mission concepts that we're about to see tomorrow, I really do think that they're going to be more refined there. But even seeing them in the auditions, talking about, do we pick director or do we pick best main dancer? That's not your job there because this format is set up the way that it is, but that's a side topic entirely. So going pertaining to the group battles, it was messy because it was unsafe. We weren't given a sense of boundary as effectively as what we've seen in seasons past. A lot of people are blaming the MC for that. I come from the lens on we should have our crews be able to regulate that to some degree, especially if they're experienced in the field, but also when you're in the moment, it's really hard to regulate that. Having your judges help regulate that could be helpful. There's just little isms like that, so I know that really helps that we get that kind of boundary in place. So I don't really blame Sung Han Bin for knowing or not knowing to provide separation. And somebody said, I hope for elimination battle they bring a battle judge. I've heard that Baby Sleek was going to be a battle judge for eliminations. I don't know if that's true or not, if she is rumored. I also heard that Leah Kim is rumored for Mega Cruise. So I don't know any of that. That's just what Twitter and Reddit has said, but those are my thoughts. I just think it was messy for multiple facets. It's not practical, and it's not a true representation of what happens in the circuit and the battle scene. So I have more cons than pros to what took place. But we had some really cool opportunities for people to be curious about, why did this result affect people as much as they did? It makes people get curious, which is why Kyoka shot up in the search engine. People really, really appreciate her movement because of the calls that were made in the first episode. So there's pros and cons for this type of thing, if that makes sense. So
Okay, with those battles, I have to say, as AG, not, I'm saying AG squad, I'm so used to the name. Ojo Gang, the first two girls, I don't know if they were ready or not, but it was very messy. Timing was very bad. So it was like they already lost it from that beginning for me for that first round. And then RH Tokyo girls, they came in, everything was clean, perfectly well done. The second one, Kyoka really did that for me. The other girl, I don't know from RH Tokyo if it was Reina or Rico, one of the two. I'm not too sure who it was. But Kyoka, oh, she's gone. Where'd she go? We're confused. What happened?
did I die? I'm back, right?
Yes.
I don't know, but here we are.
It's okay. Yeah. Kyoka, she's really made to battle. Like the song was perfectly matched for her. So I'll give it to her for that second round. The third battle, I feel like even though Rena did pretty well, I feel like she wouldn't have won if it wasn't for those little group moments. If it wasn't for that, then she was gonna be okay because Ibuki was really her moves were so sharp and so well done. So I was like, okay, Ibuki is winning this one. But because RH Tokyo is very much into that like group dynamic, we work as a group, small moves here and there. Like what did you commando, right? The commando thingy. So I feel like RH Tokyo keeps winning because of that. And I see a lot of people complaining about that on the 1v1 and why they're winning. I understand them. I also don't understand how they're winning because of the whole group thing. But at the same time, the judges. It's all about the judges' preferences. So if they like those little group moments, which like Aliyah said, it's gonna draw the attention all the way to that one group. So they'll pick them. Which guys, I really hope the guests they bring more guest judges because I don't know what is going on. The battle judges were not it wasn't giving for me at all. I'm still mad about the Kyoka and Ria. I don't know what happened there. But Kyoka she was really battling for me. She knows what she was doing. Ria Hata was just having a fun time. So there, I I can rant about this all day, but I'm gonna leave it at that.
No, I will say, like, even just with that battle, I feel like maybe not the only reason, but like the whole I think what got the judges so amped and just excited with that one-on-one battle with Rihata, I feel like was that the group came in and that they all danced together and then everyone was like, oh, and they all like stood and I was like, okay, but like Kyoka deserves that win, hands down. Like that was probably the most shocking part of episode 1 where I was just like, okay, the judges are just going based off of like their own criteria, which I don't agree with. Like, who is it? Mike Song? Is that his name? Okay, right? He's very much just like, oh, whoever wants it more. Like like he's very much into like um just like the passion of it instead of like looking into like I guess like the technique, which annoys me all the time with him. But what are we gonna do? I'm happy that we're able to do these lives, or people are able to like talk about it amongst themselves online, like the community, the fans, because there's so many things that deserve to be called out, even with editing, even with storylines that they're trying to do. We talked about it, me and Jessica, in the first live, about just like the overproduction sometimes, and like these beefs don't really feel super real, and like the judges and the results, like it's just giving produced and not genuine. But who knows, really? We're just kind of giving our own guesses, our own theories as to why certain things end up being the way that they are. But yeah, what are you really gonna do? I think the next group was Korea and AG Squad. Did you guys Were you guys shocked by that matchup with Korea, like choosing AG Squad to go up against? For me, I was kind of like confused as to why they would want AG Squad, because like they're just very different crews. I do think that they've been having an interesting back and forth with some of the girls with Team Korea and AG Squad. AG Squad has a lot of like little sly comments that they like to make, and little fun digs that they do against Team Korea. And um you know, you could tell that the things that some of the other girls say about Team Korea really get under their skin, the Korean girls' skin, and hurts their pride a lot. So maybe Team Korea wanted to use AG Squad just to like get them back, because you know, maybe they've felt like they wanted to just get revenge on them for a few things. But did you guys were you guys shocked by that matchup? Like why Korea would choose AG Squad, or what did you think initially?
It doesn't surprise me. I think it's a mix of they didn't AG honest well, I'm trying to think. Motive's really strong in battles, specifically in doing routines. And so if you looked at their list, outside of Motive, AG Squad, they got the most losses from. So they selected a crew that they had a shot at taking out without really, like, I don't know. I think Motive's way harder of a team to beat than AG Squad is in a battle 2v2 1v1, because of the skill sets of who's there and what they know in this space. So it doesn't really surprise me if you look kind of at context. But also too, they could have picked anybody, and everybody was assuming that they were going to be on the easier side. So I think, I don't know, because I know RH Tokyo and Royal Family fared better on this criteria or lack thereof in the battle scene here. Motive, Ojo Gang are known for being heavy hitters in battle, and then there's left with AG Squad on the lower ranks in that scene. So I bet environmental factors played a role in their selection. It could be something super simple, such as they were probably asked to not pick certain people or to pick certain people. I actually don't know. So that's why any decision that gets made, it doesn't really surprise me as much, unless, because I always assume there's something else going on that's not being shown. I think is where I've kind of left it at. But yeah, I totally see it on either side.
Okay, I don't know why they picked AG Squad. It's either maybe because of the whole Aikin Aliyah situation, could be, or they just wanted to battle with past royal family girls or something. I'm not too sure what the thought process behind that was. I really just want to know how many battles did they actually do, like Team Korea, because it seems like they did more than 3 or 4 battles as a like a whole team thing, but I'm not too certain which ones exactly. But I also would really like to know the thought process behind all of that. I am very much confused on that. I don't know why they picked AG Squad.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like it was just a interesting matchup. I was kind of confused by the initial call out, but I don't, they kind of cut up this battle. It was a lot quicker, I would say. So I think first was the round with the duos, and it was like the two girls that were in heels. I thought they killed it. I think bumps up, like they're a lot more comical. Like their duo was very much comical. Like they did this move where they were like pretending to play basketball or something, and one of the girls was pretending to be the ball. I was like, like this was a little bit too quirky and a little bit too goofy for my taste. And I just thought that the two girls in AG Squad that were doing the heels were phenomenal. There was this one move that they did where a girl ducked, and I think it was Danica who did like a kick above her head and a spin, and I was like, they're amazing. And then what did they do after that? It was um what was this? Oh, I think it was the two soloists, but I think they cut that out, but they didn't really show too much of that. And then the third was with Lip J versus Danica, I believe. And I think the judge Leah was saying that like the song that they got at the end was very much just like you have to go, you have to really push it. But Danica was more like slow and like just very sexy, while Lip J was really killing it with I guess the musicality. Like her moves really suited the song a lot more. She was dancing a lot quicker and more dynamic, I feel. Um, and I think Korea ended up winning that one. So I think ultimately I understood why they won, but I think AG Squad won in my eyes ultimately. But what did you guys think about the results?
Between AG Squad and Bums Up. Okay, the first one, I also think Aaliyah and Danica with the heels, like they really kill that when they did the whole, what is it called? I don't know what that move is called when they do like a front flip type of thing.
It's called a kip up, is what I've heard it called.
Okay, when they do that in heels, it's like always shocking. It was so clean, well thought out, and then the Bums Up with the Aiki and Hyojin Choi. It was goofy, it was cute, fun, but I'm like, okay, I don't think everybody would want to see that. It's really giving first season Street Women Fighter vibes. I didn't know about it being. Oh, she's gone also.
This feels like the Hunger Games. You're next is probably what's gonna happen.
Every person gets a chance to leave. Okay, but so far I think in the second battles, I don't really remember who did the second battles at all. I don't remember. Do you remember who was in the second one?
So for AG, it was, is her name Alyssa? Yeah, she has curly hair, and then it was between her and I think Nose
Oh
in the 1v1.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, it's Alyssa. What her name? The one that did the break dancing spinning move in the.
That's
Oh,
called a
okay.
backspin because you're spinning on your back.
Okay, here I am learning new words.
There you go. Yeah, it's great. It actually helps me make sure that I'm remembering the terms too, because it'd be strange if I didn't. So yeah, you're fine.
So that one, because I didn't see the whole thing, but it did match AG Squad more because Nose was dancing very softly to the tune, and it wasn't matching, so it wasn't giving the energy that needs to be given. Same goes for the third round, just like what Aliyah did say, that Danica was too slow and like sensual for the music, but Lip J had like precise moves that made sense to what was going on. So I still don't know how Bums Up won because I feel like the first two, uh, Aliyah, Vanessa, and Alyssa, they won it for AG Squad, but I'm not too sure how Bums Up won that one. So that's very. I'm still confused.
Yeah, I would have given it to AG Squad for 2-1 in where Lip J took that third round because I agree having I just read the comment. Okay, purr. um oh, I lost my train of thought. That was a funny comment. Okay. So with man, what was it? With Alicia on the 1v1 with Nose, when I saw her in the signature movement, when I analyzed all of them, you're
Oh, you're
back.
back.
Um, she was showcasing breaking qualities and her posture. For me, I was like, she's a great pick because of how she's phrasing her movement. It was very complimentary to battles. So I really wish that she came out more, but I know that was hard whenever whether or not you get to pick or if somebody picks you. If people don't know you very well, then that's one component, right? That can work for or against you. So I was really happy that we finally got her in a 1v1. I do think having Danica come out for the second time, it's not ideal to have her because we've already been saturated in her movement quality, is how I word it, meaning that because we've seen her in previous battles in the same session, she's going to be combating or fighting against the creativity of coming up with new things and new variants, especially with her lack of battle experience that can work against her, right? I touched on this whenever we reviewed last season, the second season of Street Woman Fighter with Wolflow, because Baby Sleek was coming out often, but she has battle experience to know how to switch up her vocabulary and her movement, so she's able to showcase different perspectives based on the track. Also, I would agree, because of the type of track it is, you have to be very mindful of how you choose to phrase it. You don't want to be too predictable. You want to showcase a sense of individuality and creativity, but you don't want to be too where it makes my brain just go, okay, you're just doing the normal, because then it can lower your originality, creativity, and complexity. So that's why those are those are little components there. That are unfortunate. I'm not surprised with any call that gets made, because I've already kind of siphoned through the what ifs on there's always a chance that there's something else going on outside of what we're seeing on screen. And that helps me emotionally be able to process. But it doesn't inherently mean that, oh man, my thoughts, hold on. I forgot what I was saying, because I keep like trying to look at the comments because I love what y'all are saying. But oh my god, what was it? What was I just saying? I don't remember. And I guess I'll stop. Yeah, so my vote was going to AG Squad and not Bums Up. Oh, because with Mnet, I'm not really expecting fairness. It's never been fair. Holding accountability when we're choosing to simulate a culture. That's my beef. But also, because it's not being simulated, we're able to hear from people who have been wronged in that, and that actually helps promote the education of it. So that's what I've been touching on. Yes. So, and then somebody said the Nose thing, I had a different opinion. Her flow is a lot better, while in my opinion, Alicia had a mixed thing. Yes. So Nose, her flow was a lot better, but she was also, I come from the position where I love that you brought this up. She plateaued, meaning that she didn't provide variety of complexity and creativity, even though she was matching her track with, in comparison to with Alicia, she was showcasing more crump and breaking, and how she was phrasing it showcased a bigger sense of approaching the track in a way that wasn't as predictable, which when you think about the JYP criteria, if he stuck to it, that would have led her to receiving a higher score from him. But because Bums Up won, it is what it is. And when they're going off of performance, Alicia did movements that were a little bit louder, right? Where it caused your eye to be drawn to her. And there is psychology behind that too, because I touched on even her outfit. She was wearing red, and the color red can affiliate to a sense of attention. It was a very fascinating case studies done on it. And so for her wearing red, it was actually a very smart choice on her part, because nobody else was. And it actually made her stand out, because that's why, fun fact, sometimes with police, there's a reason why red cars get pulled over more on average than other colored cars, because of the attention they bring. So that's just a fun little, I don't know if that's still relevant today, but that is something that I had to look into. So it's just very interesting, right? So yeah, but those are my thoughts. I forgot and then I found it again. So sorry for that little blurb, but there we are.
Okay, period. Sorry for the little issue with my thing. I was moving my computer over and then it completely crashed out. I had to re-plug in my camera. But anyway, should we get into like the class missions and the choreography and
I think we need to just go ahead and talk about the royal family situation. I think that's what I feel like all of you guys want us to touch on it. Might as well before we get into the drafts and all that. So I'll let you guys go first.
And AG Squad being rude. The whole middle finger controversy thing going on. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Was it with the last episode?
Episode 2.
Was that with the duos, the royal family, like the rookie class with the duos?
No, No, the battles.
In the first episode with Aaliyah?
Second episode, but it was in the trailers. But in the second episode, that's when we could see. I don't know if it was in the second episode or was it in, like the whole uncut version.
It was in the uncuts. I did see it happen in the uncuts, the flip off, because I was looking for it based on context of how they showed it in the trailer. Even if they didn't make it in the episode, it was in the uncuts, and they did not blur it. So
Yeah, because in the trailer they made it look like Aaliyah just put a middle finger for no good reason, which made people like think she's very disrespectful. But then ended up being that Bums Up had who was it again? Um, who was it? Honey J and Rihei. Yeah, Rihei put the middle finger up. That's why Aaliyah did that. But now with the Mnet editing, oh my god, they always make them look so evil for some, like, I don't know why I always get shocked by this, but it's nothing new with them. I don't know, guys.
See, I did not even see, like, I'm not. So it was in an uncut battle on the YouTube. Yes? Okay, I did not see that. I did see that in the trailer. But what is going on? I just feel like um maybe Mnet is trying to have like a storyline going for Bumps Up, that they're kind of like the victim and they're the underdog and everyone else is bullying them. And it's kind of giving that they're trying to do this storyline, because to find out that the reason why Aaliyah did that was because who Ike did
Bums
it
Up.
first?
Rihei.
Oh, okay. See, that's kind of insane that they would even cut it up like that, to like it's right in front of our eyes, the editing. Um yeah, no, that's crazy. And I like that she defended herself a little bit, stood up and gave the same energy right back. Like, but it's definitely giving storyline. Definitely giving storyline.
They love a good evil storyline. Someone has to be evil in that, and someone has to be an angel, which is Bums Up in the situation. It's how it's looking.
And even in that edit at the first episode, when all the crews gave Honey J the no respect sticker, and they were all like flooding her, and I don't know, like I just feel like, yes, the crews just see Bumps Up as like a weaker group, but you could see like their own. I don't even remember them showing any of the other crews getting the stickers, maybe just like a little bit, but they really flushed that out, that whole scene of everyone just going and like, and that there's just that like sob story of Bumps Up is like, oh, we're being bullied, like we need to, you know will we be victorious in the end? Like I just feel like they're kind of giving them that edit for sure. Yeah, yikes. um did you guys want to go into the whole royal family situation with the rookies?
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. I know it's a weird thing to say on live, but I'll be back in like 3 seconds.
Nature is calling.
Girl, okay, so she's gone for a bit. Should we wait? Should we?
Yeah, I think we can talk about the whole evil editing at this moment before she comes back.
Okay.
So then we get into the royal family with her.
Yeah. No, I just feel like this is exactly what I knew that they were gonna do. The whole evil editing. Um, Definitely the international girls are supposed to be the villains, and Team Korea is supposed to be the hero of the show. At least that's what I'm seeing
Mhm.
so far. And I'm happy that they're I mean, I'm not happy, but I do notice that Motive is kind of getting away from that. Because you could tell like these girls are just so like unproblematic. Like they're not bothering anyone. They're just kind of like the silent killers, like they're just so talented. They come in, they do their battles, and they just rack up the wins. Um, and I feel like maybe it's easier to get AG Squad or other crews to be the villains, because AG Squad, like they're very much reactive. They will give the same energy
Mhm.
back, and so maybe it's just easier to paint them as these big bad villains. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I think that painting Royal Family and Ag Squad as villains because they have the most opinionated, so they have a lot to say and a lot of reactions. That's why they things that they say. I don't even think it's the same things that like exact moments as they're saying it. So Mnet will take maybe a part where they say a certain word for a certain group and put it for that group and be like, oh no, look at what they're saying, type of vibe. Which I don't really, and I feel like Motive is really getting no screen time at all. Just like small reactions here and there, but how did we only see like 2 motive battles?
Exactly.
No sense. So the
No,
editing with Mnet, I don't even know. This season is horrible. It's worse than the rest.
yeah, no, it's getting really, really bad and just frustrating. And like, I don't know, seeing even Osaka Ojo gang do their reaction, I think on YouTube, to these battles and like how they feel about it. I just feel like everyone seems to be annoyed with the editing and the results and the judging, and it's just gonna get more and more chaotic, I think, as we go in regards to like the
Mm.
evil editing. But I'm happy that we can talk about it and debrief and hear from the fans as well, and we could all discuss it because I feel like that's needed um, when it comes to shows like this. Yeah. Okay. Does anyone want to start it off with the whole royal family thing?
I think Jessica can start it off.
I did post a video about this, so if I miss anything that I touched on there, you all can go on YouTube outside of this and watch it. So they referenced about every class they directly pulled from a Paris affiliated choreography, whether it was the Super Bowl, 3 on, or Savage Fenty, those types of things. There's it's they have to take responsibility and accountability for doing it, because what we all know with the show is that originality and bringing your own perspective is what people fight for. Like, that's what the goal is, because if your choreography is selected, it's representative of the show, if that makes sense, because of the tracks. But the problem with that is, I do remember with Vata, with Straight Man Fighter getting in hot water for, uh, goodness,
That move.
for yes. And also, side note, if y'all look at the leader drafts, Rihata has that in her dance. And so I made a note about that I'm like, if I was there and I noticed that move and I knew what I knew, I would have told her to change that move, because she does that pull with the arm regardless of the I know her intention was not the same, but also she's choreographed for ATs before, but she wasn't on that project. So that's like a complete side note, that I can see that being a concern if they keep that in the original choreography. Anyway, but going back to the royal family side, they have permission. My gut tells me they got permission to use Parrish's choreo. We actually don't know the intention as to why royal family joined. Most people assume, like, when people join shows like this when they're abroad, the goal is to do more work in that country. That's normally what happens. I mean, Jam Republic's a fantastic example of that, and I consider it a booming success for them as a result of it, because of the exposure. Street dance China works the exact same way, where people go and they end up getting a lot of work in China as a result, which is awesome. So it's I don't believe royal family has the same intention that most crews do or have had in the show. So we have no idea what the intention truly is. They're not going to say it, because, or they would have. And I do believe somebody said that Paris's dad, I think he's there with them, because I noticed him being there in the behind the scenes on the making of the royal family chant, is what I'm remembering, but he was blurred. And I believe he said that he was proud of them as for doing what they're doing. So my gut tells me they are really not on the same page in terms of what they are presenting as everybody else, so it doesn't bother them as much that they didn't do, what is it? They're not being as creative. And who is this? Tinerife C. You said that I am an introvert, actually, so you actually caught on great. So,
Me
yeah.
too.
So I love that you caught that. It's funny. Anyway, so in general, my gut tells me they're not in it for the same reasons as most people are. And so they're like, why are you that upset? We have Paris. And this is something, I'm not going to get into this, but I will say, so I've done work with Hip Hop International for a few years. I'm no longer with them, which I'm like totally fine with. And when I was there, a lot of conversations I would have, some of those individuals were a part and involved in HHI when Royal Family, with Paris and Royal Family, were competing on the circuit. And based on some conversations had based on behavior of the crew and involvement with her, it doesn't surprise me if they have a nonchalant perspective of the masses of royal family being like, y'all can get over it, or they have this sense of pride and removal. And where does that make sense? What I'm saying, like, it really sucks, but it doesn't surprise me because of what I know and what I've heard from people who have interacted with them. Not with the specific girls, but with those that they are in affiliation with. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm just saying it as that's why I don't have any emotional investment in it, because they're getting what they're getting. So, yeah. Oh, somebody asked, how would they promote their work if royal families copying old choreos? A company would mainly reach out if they can make new interesting choreos instead of old ones. Part of me believes they're not there to. I mean, I don't know. Hold on. I'm trying to understand your question. How would they promote their work if royal family is copying old choreos? A company would mainly reach out. They can make new interesting. Yeah, I don't believe royal family's there to like get work, if that makes sense. They already have work. So that's why it's like part of me feels like we're finally getting royal family out because they've been talked about in years past. You know, I bet you Mnet was going hell and high water trying to get Paris on in some way. I bet you. So that's why yeah. So interesting. Yeah. So there's many other thoughts, but I don't want to like not perjure, but I don't want to, move on or like retouch on things that I feel like I did what I needed to say. Oh, are we sure we want me on Mnet? Because the things that I've been saying,
You'll do way better
are we
than
sure?
the judges that are there right now, actually.
I know, but also somebody said, I think I laughed at this whenever, because somebody commented, they're like, oh, Jessica sips her coffee. Choom! Like, slash on the screen. Like, everything, it would look like I just hate everybody and everything. Oh, thank you, Storm, for asking. Guys, I love these types of questions, and I'm sorry if I don't answer it as well. As we're noticing, my brain, it's hard for me to talk and also talk. Like, look and talk. I'll get better. I'll work on it. Anyway, y'all's turn.
Or also, we can like, I don't know, take like a moment and just go through all the comments and just like respond to everything. I don't know if that would be easy because I keep going back and forth as well. But maybe we should just like find a great moment and just like go through each comment because there's so many good ones. Like there's so many good ones.
But
Oh, you're
you
muted.
can talk about your royal family first. Royal family drama.
Oh, me?
Yes.
I get, yeah, my only opinion, I think in regards to like the whole copying, I am just more disappointed. And just because like I've started to really root for a royal family because I feel like they kept saying like, oh, we have so much to prove, like AG Squad, like they're our teachers and other people, they don't know who we are. So we're here to show that we're the new generation of royal family and that we can really represent well. And then we see this where it's just like they're doing their class mission and it's just recycled choreography and it's just, I don't know, like I can't defend them with that. And I think it was Aaliyah in that the rookie class was the one that called them out and was just like, yeah, your choreography, like these girls from royal family, they had the worst choreography because it's just the same thing, we've seen this before. And I don't know, it's just kind of embarrassing. But yeah, disappointing, I think, for me because Royal Family was climbing up my list on faves and like I just was really rooting for them. And then I was like, ooh, yikes. Also, sorry, I'm gonna be right back. My computer's about to die, but I'll be right back. But yeah, sorry, that's my opinion.
Okay. Right,
Your turn.
For me, the whole royal family thing it is very embarrassing because I feel like what's her name? Kylie, especially Kylie. She had the most like pride in her team, and like they were so outspoken and how good they are at dancing. Granted, they are very good at dancing. They have a lot of stamina from what I've seen so far in the battles. But then now seeing the whole copy paste thing that's going on, I'm like, okay, I don't know what exactly the confidence that these girls have is a little bit too high because they copy pasted everything. The rookie team, I thought it was just the rookie team, and then after that, I saw the middle class team did the same thing. They copied the whole same thing again. I was like, okay, this is crazy. And then is it Tisha or Keisha? Sorry, I keep mixing up her name. She also copied the same thing, which is like hella crazy because I'm like, okay, guys, what's going on? So if they had to be picked as main dancers, how would they be able to choreo like a lot of people if they are just copy pasting whatever Paris did? Because it's not their choreo, it's Paris's choreo. So now it becomes very tricky. And then someone had another video of AG Squad also dancing to that what's the name of the song? I don't know, Bicycle something by one of the some guy. So they had AG Squad in the same video also, but at the same time that was, is it Keisha? I keep forgetting their names. Oh my god. It
Tisha's with
was
Royal.
AG and AG Squad, the leader's name?
Kaya.
Kaya. I keep mixing up the names. Oh my gosh, so sorry. But Kaya, yeah. It was her choreo, which she's teaching her team, which makes sense. Like it's her team. But Royal Family are taking someone else's choreo, which I don't know if Paris even allowed them. If she even knows that they're taking her choreo for a competition, if that's allowed or not.
She is. She absolutely is probably aware because the dad is there with them. So I would be surprised by that. I think if anything, they have permission because Mnet would be dealing with a lawsuit. Because I would bet you Paris knows how to copyright her stuff, especially if you're doing Savage Fenty Super Bowl and that kind of stuff. So that's why I'm like, out of any team that has the permission to do it, my gut would say Royal Family is that team, maybe even AG with some of the members. So I don't think it's a sense of awareness. I think they have permission and they're just really leaning into that, which goes back to my previous point on it. It doesn't surprise me because of how Royal is. There's beauty in having that degree of confidence.
Mhm.
But yeah, like they're allowed to have confidence. That's fine. But there's certain things that could be refined that
I think there's a
aren't
certain
refined
level
right
of
now.
confidence.
Right. Like, there's teams that are going about it in a respectful way. Like, they're not saying anything. NDA, of course, but also they're like, we really wanted to do our best to showcase who we are, but being respectful in the process. And then some teams don't have that as their primary focus and they're allowed that, but there's going to be natural consequences of not knowing your audience, if that makes sense. So it's a who freaking knows. Also, Mnet, I bet they're eating this up because this is so much marketing for them for the amount of everywhere that it's at. So yeah. Yeah, somebody said their confidence could come across as arrogance. In some cases, it does. In some cases, it is, and that's the downside, right? Because I know that Marley is a great example of showcasing confidence. She's like, I know I can do Rie's choreography. Like, you know what I mean? Like that. I think part of it comes from intention and character, but also we will never know that 100% unless we were physically there. Even with TikTok and like comments that are made there, it gets really tricky because we don't understand tone or context or what they're also being what's being hit, right? Like to them personally, like I don't know them, and so that's why I'm not going to sit here and pass any judgments on them as people. But am I going to sit here and just be like they don't deserve all of this? That's not my call either, because I don't know their intention, I don't know their character, I don't know any of those things. I don't, and if somebody is like, yo, I don't appreciate that you did this, they need to take ownership of it because they didn't know the audience and they didn't know what they're getting themselves into. Or if they did, then they found a loophole. Did Mnet allow that too? So that's another component in all of this. And side note, those of you who are in the chat, please do not say who won leader. I don't know, and I don't want to find out until the uncuts when I make my selection. So I know they spoiled it in the trailer. I didn't watch it yet. So I'm telling you that. Please, 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 please don't say anything. Anyway, yeah, that's it. That's kind of where I'm at. If y'all are like, Jess, I want to know more, I have a whole video. It's like 13 minutes long talking about this whole thing. So, but yeah, those are my thoughts now. And I'll let y'all have the floor about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of the gist of that whole situation. But in the rookie mission, did we talk about like who, like what choreography won. Did we say that yet?
Sorry, say that again. Sorry,
Um,
Linny.
Sorry, in that same like class mission with the rookies, with that whole controversy with the royal family and like the duos, did we say like who won that choreography yet or no?
We didn't say who our picks were, so everybody in the comments, y'all say who y'all would have picked for each round, like for rookie, middle, and leader. Oh wait, we don't know leader yet. Are you talking about the dancer portion, Linny, or are you talking about the drafts, like choreo
Just the
drafts?
original, yeah, the original choreography, the drafts when they all presented.
Okay.
Yeah, so I it ended up being Lip J, right? Lip J's choreography.
Lip J and Kyojin Choi's, yes, for the rookie.
Yeah, I would say that I'm happy that her choreography got chosen because I think she really thought about like, oh, like this would be um perfect for other girls to do, and like it would be like other dancers would be able to show like their strengths with this choreography as well. So I thought that that was really nice uh thought that she put into it. And then we saw it ended up being the AG Squad girls who took that choreography and won in the end. And then I also appreciated Lip J saying that, you know, like she was happy that they won and she's excited to see like what they're gonna do with it ultimately. I don't know, I just want to point out that I feel like Lip J just had such amazing um energy throughout the entire thing. And but yeah, her choreography I think deserved to win. Personally, I think it brought a lot of fun aspects to it, entertaining, but also it was great for other girls to take that on and make it their own. But yeah, I do think the AG Squad girls, when they presented it, I think the song and the style suited them really well. Yeah.
Okay, I think, are we only talking about rookie class or all the classes right now?
I was gonna go from class to class, but we can do everything all together. Do you guys want to do that instead? Okay. Uh, should I just continue? Do you want to go?
Yeah, you can continue.
Okay, sorry. So for the leaders, I did like Marley's choreography. I thought that it was simple enough for them all to kind of pick up, but um I think at some parts it was a little repetitive in my opinion, but I still really liked it. And then Rihata's choreography I thought was just way too specific to her. It was very surprising that ultimately Rihata was the one that won that the leader class in regards to choreography being chosen, just because I was like, who's gonna be able to take that choreography and make it and do it better than her? Because that choreography is just so specific and tailored to her style. So I'm excited to see what that ends up being. We're gonna see that in the future. I want to see what the other girls are gonna do with that choreography. But I thought it was a bit of a mistake for the leaders to choose that one. I thought that it was a huge risk as well. I think maybe in the leader class, Honey J's choreography may have been better because I think the other girls would be able to take it, play around with it, and make it their own and dance better to that choreography than Honey J. So I was surprised that they chose Rihata's choreography over Honey J's choreography. Um, and then the class mission with the four girls, the group. Um, Kyra, her choreography, whoa. Like, I actually did not know that Kyra was one of like the main choreographers in Royal Family when she was in Royal Family. So seeing her genius kind of come to life in this episode was just amazing. Definitely AG Squad's choreography deserved to win. Royal Family though. So my opinion in that class specifically, I would say Royal Family, in my opinion, deserved to win that specific competition when they all presented together. I think it made sense that the Royal Family. Um, I could see why the judges would choose them. They brought more energy, in my opinion, and they had a lot of very creative changes that they did when they were presenting. Like the jacket, when she took off the jacket and she threw it, I thought like that just gave me shivers. But I think that initial performance, Royal Family was the best at presenting the choreography, but in general, AG Squad should have been chosen to win just because they have Kyra, who would be amazing at directing the music video and all this stuff. So I think, and AG Squad, like they're amazing, of course, at doing their choreography. So I think ultimately, on the greater scope of things, thinking ahead to the music video, AG Squad should have won so that they can have Kyra direct it. But I do see why Royal Family took it. I just think they brought a lot more energy. They added a lot of different changes that I thought was so fun. But when it comes to the music video, are they gonna kill it when it comes to organizing the music video and continuing the choreography for the entire song? Probably not. Like, it was supposed to be it needed to be AG Squad with that class mission to me. But Royal Family gave me shivers when they presented it. So it's just like, yeah. Anyway, so that's my opinions on the different classes. You guys take it away.
Okay, so the classes, I'll start with the leader classes. I think surprisingly, Ibuki's career wasn't that bad actually. From what they were saying, they were making it seem like it was so hard. I think because of the small whacking move that she added there, they could have done something on their own, maybe freestyle on that part or something. It wasn't bad for someone who has never choreographed to like a hip hop song, which I was very shocked. Um, Honey J's choreo was it went blended so well. Like they said, adding a bit of like the Korean swag, Korean culture to it, blended so well with the rhythm of the song. It She did so well on it, which Rihata was like chill vibe. Like I think she was mainly thinking of TikTok challenges for this because I think she knows that these things go viral for TikTok mainly. At the end of the day, something like that. So I was like, okay, maybe Rihata is thinking about that. It was very too too simple. I don't know, guys. I wasn't really feeling it, but I understand why they picked it. Maybe they want to do it better, or it was just they always go with the easiest one, I think. But yeah, I don't know who's gonna do it better than her because it's more of her style. So I would like to really see how the other leaders are gonna portray those moves. And in middle class, um, Bumps Up Korea wasn't actually that bad. I really liked the whole glasses move that they did. That I found that so cool. The choreo wasn't bad, and AG Squad though they devoured everybody with their choreo. Like every move was thought of so well. I also didn't know that Kyra was choreographer in Royal Family. I had no idea at all. So that was very surprising to me. And I also really hope that they had one main dancers because I also wanted to see what they were gonna do for the whole choreo for each girl. I'm sure they're gonna do something like as amazing as they did for that small like 1 minute. But as Lini did say, Royal Family did come with that energy, the heat. But during that whole thing of that part of picking the main dancer for middle class, I just don't really vibe with when they were saying RH Tokyo did a lot of changes to the choreo, which they didn't do as much changes as Royal Family did. So I don't really understand that part at all. I don't know why the judges were saying that. If like I understand that Royal Family did bring the energy, but the amount of changes that they did were more than RH Tokyo. So that part was kind of unfair on RH Tokyo, but then Royal Family did bring a lot of energy to the choreo. And Rookie, I did really like Vanessa and Alia's choreo. It was very nice, well thought of. The same way Vanessa did say they're mainly like sticking to choreo, a whole choreo, and that was the choreo. It wasn't nothing easy with the whole arm bending thing that Vanessa did. I don't think anybody wanted to do that at all because the moves were like sharp, a lot of dance moves going on, and Lip J and Hyojin Choi was very fun. I really like Lip J's choreos. Even first in the first season, her choreo got picked too because it was she makes very nice choreos for someone that's working. Nobody would think that Lip J is gonna make a choreo like that, even though okay, this was a collab, but it made sense for everyone can do it in the group. So that's what I really liked about that they really did consider everyone in the group that's we can all do these moves, whether you hip hop or wrecking or whatever you do. So, but I did like that the fact that they picked Aaliyah and Vanessa. They did like embody that choreo very well. Jessica, you can go.
Okay, so for rookie, I'll just do the draft selections and then I'll do the dancer selections. So for drafts, for rookie, I really enjoyed AG squads because whenever I watch and I analyze, part of me puts myself in the position if I'm there and I'm selecting a routine for myself to learn based on how I learn and what my movement qualities are. For the audition portion, who would I pick? I really enjoyed AG squads because of the memorableness of a lot of their moments. The more focal points or the more I can affiliate a movement to the music, the easier it's going to be for myself to remember the choreography because I enjoy it more. So whether a routine's difficult or easy, sometimes easier routines are harder for me to remember because they're easy and they're harder to put in place on the music to provide those moments of captivation for myself when learning it. So I liked AG squads. I did enjoy bums ups, but I didn't know. It's because I saw the final product before actually watching the draft. So would I have felt the same way watching the draft first? I actually don't know, which I think is absolutely fine. I really like the fact they went with bums up because you got to see and appreciate the intention that they went with to put a little bit of everybody in it. So that's definitely one I appreciated. Motive, I really enjoyed their perspective. I truly believe if the tone was deeper and it wasn't Gummy who was on the track, which side note, if you guys watch dramas, like Gummy being on an OST is always a ballad. You never hear her on a track like this. So I was so surprised that she was used in any way for Flip Flop. So that's a little side note. But going with a different tone could have resulted in a different selection is what part of my assumptions were brought in there. But I really enjoyed Motive. I had a huge respect for their choices they made. Royal Family, they had, I mean, if you take away the plagiarism side and you just look at what they chose to plagiarize for the song, it didn't match in the sense of the usage of levels. I mean, it was hitting predictable elements of the track. It wasn't diving deeper into it. So there was a musicality discrepancy, meaning that there wasn't a lot of opportunity to connect the movements to music. And that's what happens when you plagiarize like yourself, or you perjure yourself, or you take information and you put it here. It's not going to settle as well as whenever it was created for the original track it was made for. So those are my thoughts with the rookie drafts. With the middle drafts, I was surprised they went with AG, but it wasn't a clean selection for AG either. So I was surprised theirs ended up happening because it was so competitive. AG doing it immediately in drafts should be a concern for all the teams because they can only get better. Because case study wise, if you're an individual who has the opportunity to teach your choreography, you're going to be able to retain it better than if you're learning somebody else's choreo, of course, or if you are just making your choreo, period. That's why the drafts never look as good as the final result, because everybody has an opportunity to learn and retain. And by verbally processing through what you are doing and teaching, that allows your brain to have an expedited processing rate for how you retain the information, even if it's yours that you came up with. That's why they recommend you teaching yourself whenever you study, because it helps you retain it better. So anybody who ends up winning, period, is always going to be more competitive. But seeing AG be as competitive as they were when the drafts came out, I was shocked that people wanted to opt for it, but I would have voted for it too. It was great. Ojo Gang had fantastic structure, and I would have selected theirs as well. That first half, especially because of the phrasing of it. And what's nice though is we are able to see that Ojo Gang structure in the K-pop mission that Motive had to replicate anyway. So that was interesting to see there. And then I enjoyed all of them for different reasons. Bums up, I appreciated the sunglasses, but it had too much predictability behind it. And I think part of it comes from the double-edged sword of being in the K-pop scene so much. Some people were choosing to go K-pop when that's not the mission. It's a concept shoot with dancers. So part of it is a TikTok challenge element. Yes, they are K-pop affiliated tracks, but it's not a K-pop mission. That's later on that we experience with replication and making it like you're making it for a K-pop artist. That's also an artist mission later on in the season. So looking at it in that view is not going to be as beneficial as looking at it as it's just dancers justifying as a concept shoot. And so how it needs to be shot is different, or what is being focal pointed is different. I really liked RH Tokyo's draft, but I think they hit the nail on the head in the episode because I said the exact same thing. It looked like it was made for 4 people, not for 24. Like it was perfect for 4 people. But if you had everybody do it, it would look very messy very quickly. So that's why I think it was smart to not go with RH Tokyo, but I loved it just as a standalone routine. It was fantastic. And so them going with AG Squad, I love that they went with it. Huge risk. And then with the leader, I really liked Honey J's, but the reason why is because Rihata, I touched on this in the episode when I watched it, Rihata wasn't aware of the Korean folk nuance that Honey J added. I was able to pick up on it because of my time with Stage Fighter and learning through the Korean traditional classical dance and learning about the breath work and learning about the posture of it. So also going off of tone of the track, as a Hoshi Uzi track, that it just represented in that way. So it resonated. So I was able to pick up on it, even though I didn't know it was a remix. And I appreciated Honey J's intention. I understand Rie's point to saying that it was not, I shouldn't have to have an explanation to know it. But I also would rebuttal that and say, it's a Korean track and we're going to have it domestically. This is a show in Korea. So the more you know, the more competitive it is. It wasn't a justifiable enough reason to not pick it because it made sense whenever you watched it, or for what Rie doesn't know. She just showed what she didn't know, which is absolutely fine. There's many things I don't know, but that wasn't, her reasoning wasn't a big enough reason to justify everybody to pick hers over Honey J's. Rihata's choreography reminded me of Ingyu's choreography draft for Law and Street Man Fighter. The move, it's great. It's fantastic structure, but so niche to the person. I wouldn't pick it because of how competitive that person would be. Like it's so much do I have to learn Rihata's texture, movement quality, and posture to do her style to compete against her? I don't have time for that. So I'm going to pick Honey J's, who has a framework that I can use and manipulate a musicality that matches me, that makes it competitive, and it already has moments and focal points that I really, really like, So that's the double-edged sword. So I was surprised they picked Rihata's because of how niche it was. It would be the same thing for a Street Man Fighter for that sub-leader class to pick Ingyu's routine, even though they loved it, and they ended up going with Wu-Tae because of that whole debacle, whatever. So those are my thoughts on the drafts. I liked all of them for different reasons. I think it was very competitive for what it was, for the main dancers. For AG Squad to be selected, I think that was a great call. I analyzed it and touched on their nuance of texture and posture shifts, meaning how they were approaching it was very intriguing, and it made it their own. And it was really, really cool to dive through there compared to Bums Up. But Bums Up put up one heck of a fight. I would not have selected Royal Family to move on to round 2 for middle class because of how they did their movement in the middle class choreography. The judges assumed that Royal Family was doing the choreography the way it was supposed to be done, when you should go off of the original choreographers as your benchmark and as your placement. They were going off of energy, which, yes, I agree with Lynnie that you said that they really popped off in that second round. My gut was telling me they could have taken middle, which they ended up, spoiler, they end up taking middle, because of that fullness. However, you guys were all touching on it. I agree with you. The fact that we're using as justification, because we have to be mindful as judges, you're there to serve, you're not there to be served. So if I'm serving through my criteria, and my criteria says I don't want you to dishonor the choreography and honor it by not changing too much of it, you can change it later. Justify right now what that choreography is. RH Tokyo got docked for it, even though they were asked to dance again, and they made the exact same choices that they made the first time, yet that was their critique. And then with Royal Family, they were praised for it. And I do believe the reason why they ended up getting praised was because of the expectation of what they were assuming the choreography was supposed to look like. And because Royal Family made changes that worked for the looks like expectations, they got a pass. But because RH Tokyo had a different texture and posture to how they were approaching the choreography, their changes read too much change, which is not, that's, you're basing it off of the wrong criteria at that point. By giving your feedback, it sounds contradictory and you're perjuring yourself. And so that's why it makes sense why the judges thought RH Tokyo was changing too much and Royal Family wasn't, even though the actual movements that they're doing are different. They both made changes. One of them just happened to work with the vibe and the flow. The other one worked with the vibe and the flow of how they were doing it. But that was too much change. So that was where that problem lies. For leaders, I couldn't tell you. I haven't seen the uncuts, and I'm not going to give a vote on who I think is going to take it. I think Rhea Hadid's going to do a great job defending, but based on trailer, it looks like she doesn't get the leader spot. I personally feel that any leader who takes it, they're going to do a pretty decent job on direction. I would say the only person questionable would be Tisha because of all the things going out with Royal Family. I don't know Tisha's leadership qualities as much as I know about the others. So I would be very intrigued if she ends up taking it, but don't tell me. I want to find out in the episode and in the uncuts. So that's another
I don't think we know
reminder to not
either.
spoil. Anyway, so that's my whole spiel right there.
Yeah, but I still really don't understand the whole RH Tokyo Royal Family. A lot of movements changed, a lot of things added thing when RH Tokyo just added just a little bit of different move. I think the whole chest thing they did was different. They didn't do that popping left and right. They just did like a shimmy. While Royal Family did a whole, they changed a lot. Yet they didn't get the same critique as RH Tokyo with changing the moves and making it look different. So I'm still like, so I still think about that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aaliyah did say that when you're in that environment, in that space, it's a lot to take in. And when you're not, as somebody who's been in spaces like that before, not in the fighter franchise, of course, but like when you're in a position and you're somewhere where the saturation of talent is so high, it's really difficult to move through your emotions to get to the objective parts of your job, especially if you've never been trained in it. I've been trained in it. And so that's why I'm able to have a straight face watching incredible stuff, but that was like drilled into me for hours and hours and hours for years. But I know with our judges, that's why they don't have a straight face. It's because they weren't conditioned in that with the environment that we're in. So I do know whenever you're involving emotions as a criteria, which is what our judges were doing, who wants it more or who has star quality, that's a subjective emotional perspective of how can you show me, who can emotionally manipulate me the best, which is about, hey, you're serving me, not I'm here to serve you, if that makes sense, which is why that was my biggest hang up with the criteria is it wasn't a proper baseline for what judges should be doing in the position that they're in. So that's my note to that. Somebody did ask in the comments, what was it? Was it Storm? Hold on, let me go find it. You said, I can't find it. What are your opinions on the songs in general? What song would I prefer to choreograph to? Somebody asked me if I was going to choreograph. The answer is probably no, because I'm already saturated in what everybody else is doing. So I would be afraid that I'm going to accidentally bite or plagiarize what I've already seen. If I really like it, I wouldn't want to change that. You know what I mean? So that's my issue. So second thing is, out of the 3 songs, my opinion is about the same as all the other tracks are. I would say the best track, one of the best tracks that's ever come out of the Fighter franchise is Law. I love that song. That song goes freaking hard. I think Smoke was fine. Like, I think Smoke was cool. I think choreography always can enhance a track. And part of me believes, and I wonder what y'all's thoughts are, Hoshi and Woozi recently, they had come out with their album Beam, and part of me feels like this track that was made for the leaders was originally made for the album. And then they just used it. Because Woozi's a producer. So, like, they just used it for Street Woman Fighter. But I don't know. I could be wrong on that. But those are my thoughts. I would say I was more so surprised at the fact that Gummy was on an upbeat track in comparison to a ballad OST. So that was a bigger surprise to me. Yeah, none of them I would add to my Spotify, but I don't hate any of them either. So that's my thoughts.
Yes, I think Law is a very nice song because of what I think BB really did a good job on that song. Like her vocals, she sounds so good, and the choreo made it even way better. Like Wu-Tae's choreo and his whole drama is, I think, the same thing as Latrice's drama, where there's a someone in the team, one person in the team hating on the choreo, or either the person doing the choreo. I don't know. I really wish that they did have a sub leader class this season. I don't know why they only had three, because I was so used to the formats of four different classes, but I guess they just wanted to switch things up this season. But yeah, Law, that's a very nice song, and I think one of the songs that I think, I don't know if it's, was it middle class or what's in Streetman Fighter, where Tarzan was one of the guys. That, I think that song was very nice. I think Bang Two Brothers won the choreo for that. I'm not too certain. But yeah, this season the song that I really liked is the Rookie song. I don't, it's very cute and like upbeat. I really like the vibe. Yes. I like, it's very cute. What song do you like? Linny?
That ending is really tricky. Side note, if y'all didn't realize, like that ending, because of the hinge over and the core you have to do without blowing your back out into this situation, I think their ending was really, really cool.
I tried it. I was doing it like 10 times as I was watching. I was like, this is so hard because they like look left, they do this and then turn. But you have to be so fast and sharp with it. That is for professional dancers, not for the rest. It's not for me.
I feel like I don't know. I'm blanking on like the songs from like other seasons. But I feel like with this class, my favorite would probably be um, what was the class with the four of them? What was that one called?
Which middle class?
Middle class. That's probably my favorite song. And the choreography just like was just perfect for it.
Yes.
So maybe that's my favorite at the moment. But I will add on to like the whole selective. I think someone made a comment about just like the selective I don't know, the preferences that they have, like the judges have. Like when RH Tokyo changed up their choreography, it was obviously like they were doing the exact same thing as Royal Family, and Royal Family changed a lot more in their choreography. So I would just add on, like, I wonder if it would be like, did the judges want AG Squad to also do the same thing? Like, even though AG Squad, when they competed again in middle class, I feel like the only reason why Royal Family won because they added a bunch of new stuff to it that took it to that next level that I think the judges want to see. And I'm like, I like that AG Squad stuck to the exact same thing that they've done because that's the choreography. But I'm wondering, like, did the judges just want them to add something new and shocking so that they can just win their choreography? Because I feel like Royal Family did a great job at taking that choreography, but then like adding shocking stuff to it that they knew the judges would love. So I'm just like, it's so annoying that they're just wishy-washy with their own criticisms and their own critiques, and that's just frustrating. But yeah, that's something I just want to add on. Was there anything else you guys want to discuss? I think we're done with that.
Somebody asked, which group's mega crew are you most looking forward to? Because that'll be after, I mean, in the next couple of episodes, we're going to kind of get a gist on who's going to be in megas. So, which one would y'all pick so far, based on what you know?
I think AG Squad and RH Tokyo. I'm really looking forward to their mega crew.
Maybe AG Squad for me. Just because they're gonna have Kyra, and it's gonna definitely give the original royal family vibe and the mega cruise that they did in the past. I think it's gonna give that, and I'm excited for that. So I would say AG Squad, mega crew for sure.
Ojo Gang is who I'm looking forward to because of who's on it. Because they got people affiliated with Fabulous Sisters, D League, and I know RH Tokyo's got D League involved too. But when it comes to the caliber of who they can bring, if it really happens, would be insane. Like it'd be wild to me. I think AG would be really cool. If AG can pull having Paris in their set, that's really kind of, if you guys really think about it, it's kind of the only thing left is Paris needs to just make an appearance, and so we can just have that
Yeah,
done, and then we can move on. Does that make sense? It feels like she's
a
this,
lot of
a lot of people
sense.
who don't know her like have this anomaly of who she is, and I'm like, we just throw her in the AG mega crew, and then with her girls, and then have a little request moment, and then we can, woohoo, great. Bums Up has a huge advantage because it's boom, in Korea. They can probably pull the entire franchise together if they wanted to. That would be incredible. Motive's got like America at their disposal, but mostly the Southeast. So I mean, Logan's got her crew, but they have to be careful because some of the people in her crew are affiliated with Kinjas, and you got Mike. So I think we may run into a trickier situation with mega crews on that front because of that. But then the same can be true if what is it? If you have a Korean, like Leah Kim is on panel for megas, then people are going to assume anybody affiliated with Leah who's in the crew, they're going to view in that way. Does that make sense? So I feel like any judge that you get for mega crew is going to be a deterrent in how a crew's mega is judged, because no one that you're getting for mega crews knows how to judge mega crews, if that makes sense, in the
Yeah,
way
it
that
makes
they
sense.
are there. So I think AG, every crew is gonna, I hope, best case scenario, they're gonna bring some incredible people. AG pull and request, Motive, they have so many people at their disposal in America. You could get Sienna with Lab because of Logan, and that's a huge thing. That's like Sienna's like the American, like they used to be Paris, like they used to be compared a lot, and they do a lot of work together too. So there's that. And they'd use Sienna's video to promote USA for the promotional footage for World of Street Woman Fighter too. So she's not an unknown face. Yeah, when I say the possibilities are limitless, I truly feel that way. You can get a lot of J-pop affiliated people on the RH Tokyo side. I mean, you can get everybody and their mama involved. I am not judging mega crews. If they did ask me to go and do it, that would probably be the one case where I would say yes. Is if Mnet's like, "Hey Jess, can you come judge our mega crews?" And I'm like, "Yes, sure." But no, I haven't gotten any emails, so I'm literally, I am right here. Nothing from Mnet, but
I'm gonna
my
contact
email's in my
Mnet
channel.
ASAP.
So what?
I'm gonna contact Mnet ASAP. I'm like, do you know Jessica?
Oh, a part of me doesn't
You need
want
her
them
on
because
your
then they'll take all
panel.
my videos down. Like a part of me likes the fact they don't really know me, because it's just, I don't know. I feel like they could do a lot of damage to my YouTube channel if I'm not careful because of the
No, they
amount of
can.
Mnet that's on here. And then also we have Boys Planet 2 coming out soon that I'm going to be covering as well. It's a whole nother debacle, but like, yeah. Anyway, yeah, they bring in Dietrich, repeating competition from WA 2018 with Lab against Win Against Fabulous Sisters. Oh my god, the viewership I think should be insanely high for megas, as it should be. Like if you get certain people in, but
Yeah,
also who
I
knows what
really
they
wonder.
had time for.
Mm, I really wonder if they're gonna bring Gem Republic this season for like AG's.
Maybe I could see like Kirsten because she's one of the sorry girls. Yeah, Broad said Jess will be in danger. I will. Yeah, don't. I mean, it's cool if Mnet knows me, but we don't need him to know too much about me.
Ooh.
It's we're good.
Yes, CJ E&M is very cruel,
Oh yes, they are.
but I'm excited for the mega cruise. But word on the block is that royal family is gonna be eliminated beforehand.
They kind of spoiled it themselves.
They
So,
did.
yeah, somebody was saying like they were on TikTok, they were saying, "Yeah, whatever, you know." It's that there's been a lot of passivity about that. Yeah.
That's good.
So, I would be surprised. I mean, at this point, I would be surprised if Royal makes it past, because if you think about it from a political standpoint, with AG Squad and Royal pull from the same feeders, if that makes sense. So having both going to Mega, it'll be like split, if that makes sense, on who they would bring. you know?
Yeah, because they know
Because
a
then,
lot of the same people.
exactly. So part of me would be like, if Royal gets eliminated, they could still end up in the set with HE Squad because of
That
the
would be
affiliation, right? That's never happened before. I mean, with outside a Streetman Fighter with Ambitious, bringing people from Be Ambitious in on the set, that would be the only thing. So a lot of people, I think the bigger surprise is if Royal Family makes it past eliminations, especially if they're against Ojo Gang. That's tough stuff. And if they get a battle judge for a guest, which I've heard was Baby Sleek, it's not, you're gonna be getting some different results for eliminations. So, but yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
nobody knows.
Yeah. Royal getting consumed by AG. That's funny. Oh man. So
Yeah, no, that would be crazy. Sorry to cut you. If Royal Family does end up joining AG Squad for the Mega Crew, like if they really are gone.
I say what you just said again, Lenny. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Was it echoing like crazy?
It was.
It was. I was just saying that I feel like it would just be insane to have Royal Family join AG Squad in their mega crew. Like if Royal Family really does get eliminated and then they join AG Squad, I mean, it would be kind of cute because I feel like they've known each other for so long and they've danced with each other for so long as AG Squad was their teacher. So it would kind of be nice to have them come together. It would be a huge moment for TV, and I know Mnet would love that. But yeah, I hope that the rumors are not true with Royal Family being eliminated. But obviously, it's giving that that's literally what happened because they are very vocal and there's a lot of people talking. But yeah, I think that it would be just shocking, but it would be kind of nice to see Royal Family join AG Squad for Mega Crew. But yeah.
So somebody said that I accidentally spoiled it. I'm so sorry that they said that they didn't know. Well, yeah, if this helps Road, they spoiled it for me. It doesn't mean that I should have spoiled it for you. I'm sorry with what's it called, with like eliminations. But yeah, that's what Reddit was going off about, Twitter and TikTok and all of that. Let me see. I do think if AG Squad has Royal Family, would also kind of say, screw you, Mnet, for creating this narrative, because we can still show you that we are on good terms, because they've said that they've been on good terms this whole time, but it just comes across the way that it does. Yeah, and then I'm trying to think with, somebody said, somebody said that Mnet didn't intend on eliminating Royal Family first, but they were gunning for Motive. One reason why I partially think Motive wasn't going to get eliminated from a political standpoint is because they're from America. And if you want to like really, really stir the pot and get a lot of people you don't want involved, you eliminate an original hip hop crew on a show about street dance in that kind of way. Like that's a really, really dicey call you want to make. So Mnet, I can say there's a chance that they may want to try to get them off at the second eliminations. But the first, I would have been surprised if Motive was going to be in the bottom two for that reason. From like Mnet, I don't think Mnet would have let that happen, if that makes sense. But because things panned out the way that they did, because remember, they filmed before the show even aired, they filmed up to eliminations. So they already had all of that done. So I wonder if part of their editing is part of what they know the results are going to be in the future. So that's how they're setting up their narrative, through exposing who they're exposing when they are, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Part of me feels like Ojo may continue to be in the eliminations the way Bang Two Brothers was for Streetman Fighter and the way Wolflo was in Street Woman Fighter 2. Doesn't mean they should be there, but that's just what my gut tells me. You know what I mean? Like, they always got to pick somebody to be in that position. So, anyway. Yeah. Who knows? But those are my thoughts in general.
Gosh. Any other like closing thoughts? Because I feel like we're kind of done, right? I'm always trying to think of something like controversial to say to get these lives uh going. Maybe we should all be beefing or something, just like how Mnet would want all the crews to be beefing.
Evil editing ourselves.
Yeah, we should produce ourselves and just be beefing.
Give someone more screen time than the other.
Why does Lenny have the bigger screen? Ugh. I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
I put her there.
Why?
Oh, bless it. Anyway, no, I feel. Oh man, somebody's asking who do we believe our top 4 would be. I'm not gonna tell you. You'll just have to find out next time. There's my cliffhanger.
Shall be continued.
Evil editing, yeah. That's what sucks about a live stream is you can't really evil edit really at all. But
Yeah,
that's
no.
why I like it. Is yeah. I feel like at this point, I think it's what makes us stand out. I reckon would be the fact we don't evil edit and we're kind of okay. You know what I mean? Like we're good with each other, and everyone's like, "Oh, they're great. I want to go be a part of that," because everything. What is it? Oh gosh, because everything's so manipulated, we can be the oddballs out. Just think of it that way. There you go.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, thank you guys for joining the live and wanting to do this whole collab. I think this is just like, I don't know, it makes so much sense because we're all just like really into the same show and it's airing right now. And I feel like I love the good vibes, and I wish we could do like a heart with everyone together. I don't know if we could do that. Oh, wait. Wait a
Is
second.
this gonna
Wait,
work?
hold on. Does that work?
I think this is working.
I have a fun thing we can do because we're all YouTubers who are not just with World of Street Woman Fighter, but we look at other things. What is something that people can be looking out for you to be looking at outside of the show that they may be interested in? That's the question. So let's start with Lenny.
Oh God. Okay. Let me think. I would say more so outside of, well, okay, I'll stick with YouTube for now. Um, I do make some music. I came out with a song. If you guys want to listen to it, it's kind of like, uh, let me not down myself, but I'll just say go listen to it. It might be in like the description of a lot of my YouTube videos. But I made a little song. It's really girly. It's really like 80s pop. So there's that. But yeah, I also react to just like um K-pop music videos. So if you guys want to see some of that, that's on my channel as well. If you guys are into like, I talk a lot about like Arcane on Instagram and like TikTok, and if of you guys are into like anime and stuff like that, I make kind of fun videos on there, makeup tutorials as well on Instagram. Yeah. Oh, yay. That's me.
Okay, on my side, on my YouTube, I do watch a lot of like anime videos. I do a lot of reactions to that, anime videos. A lot of Korean survival shows. I am a big fan of those, even though the drama is as crazy as this one is. So you'll be stressed. Like Jessica did say, Boys Planet is coming out, so I'm definitely gonna be watching that for sure. And I know I'm gonna be mad because they'll pick a visual over actual talent, which they always do. Makes me go crazy, but that's how the K-pop scene works. And besides that, I do draw a bit, so I do art. So I don't have the link on my YouTube page, but I do have the link on my Instagram. So if you go to my Instagram, which is linked in my bio, you should see my art page there. I'm not as active, but I do draw once in a while when I've got like free time. So yeah, check it out if you got time.
Period.
Someone's just said and this spoil who the leader is gonna be.
It's okay. I spoiled something earlier, so this is what I get. It's okay. It's not going to take away from the analysis. I mean, if anybody's gonna take it, it is what it is. Okay, so I post about 5 to 6 times more on Patreon than I do on YouTube. YouTube right now is switching between when groups have comebacks and I've marathon their discography and older reaction comes out or their newer stuff. So I just looked at some 17. I'm looking at shiny stuff. Right now for a K-pop marathon I'm doing is I just finished the first season of Boys Planet, so I can go into the second season knowing what I know. And then oh gosh, hold on. Somebody said oops. It's okay. It's really not that bad. I'm okay. I'll be okay. Anyway, but crap. I'm looking at every single Boys Planet resulted group that's come out in Gen 5. So I'm currently looking at Zero Base 1. As soon as they're done, I'll look at Newbie or Even or TIOT. So I'm looking at all of the groups that have Boys Planet participants currently active. I'm looking at all their discographies so I can see what it's all about. And then after that, I'm still looking at BTS. I'm marathoning their entire discography in chronological order. So that's been a doozy. I've been working on that for 5 months now. So that's why. Yeah. So if y'all didn't know, I post about 4 hours worth of content a day on average for Patreon.
Oh.
And I used to post that much on YouTube, but the reason why I don't is because the analytics would get ruined and you guys wouldn't be able to find anything, is what I've been finding out. And so I have to post only one thing a day every 24 hours. So yeah, anyway, but yeah, somebody just said thoughts on Gnarly. I did a whole 45-minute analysis on that bad boy, so that's on YouTube. That's already been cleared there, so you can go see my thoughts about it there. But yeah, so I've looked at really high chance. Just go to Patreon. You don't even have to like pay to be on it. I have a lot of free stuff on there that shows every group that I've looked at. And I think I have at this point around 3,000 analysis on average, a little bit more on that. And as soon as we're done at the live stream, I got lots of stuff to look at. So I'm always moving. I'm a grinder. I'm a workaholic. So anyway.
Wow, you're a busy girl.
Yeah, I don't recommend this lifestyle for anybody. So even I have to, sometimes I pray for my own Patreon members who are on it, who are like, Jess, I can't keep up very well. Neither can I. So it depends. So there we go. That's what I do. I do a little bit of everything. And yes, this is my gauntlet of coffee I drink every day. We are praying that they don't. Yes, thank you. Pray. Oh, I do sleep. Trust me, Madeline. I sleep at some point. Yeah, I get a full like 9 hours. I'm good because I'm on my summer break right now too, so I don't have studio work. But when it was like studio work, I work at 3 studios, and that was not fun, like doing all of that. But here, I'm good. I'm on my summer break. I can film as long as I want. It's great. Anyway, but yeah, this is good.
This is nice. Are you guys gonna be watching that new K-pop animated series that's gonna be coming out on Netflix?
Oh, that's right, the Hunter one, right? K-pop Hunter.
Yes, that's one.
I may not because well, I may watch it like on my own free time. I may not like react to it because trying to bypass a Netflix screen recording is just ridiculous.
Gnarly.
It's gnarly. So maybe not on the reaction side. Thanks, Samira. They said that we all look gorgeous.
Thank you, Samira.
Cookie, don't, it's okay. I'm sure like somebody would have spoiled it for me in the comments on my YouTube. It's okay. I had to post, if this helps too, I had to post about lineup 10 because I know a lot of people are there. A lot of people tried to spoil it for me and I said, nope, don't spoil it. So I had to like make a public announcement. So you didn't know, Cookie, you're fine. I'm not upset. I'll still enjoy it nonetheless though. I'll be surprised like when I see it anyway. I'll be like, oh, that's how it happened. So it's okay. Yeah. Are y'all gonna watch it?
Definitely.
K-pop Hunter?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard of it. I'm gonna go look at that. So there's a trailer out? Okay. I'm gonna look at that.
I think
someone said love LYNNIE makeup. Thank you.
you got tutorials about it, don't you?
Yeah, go check out my Instagram if you guys like makeup and other stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
little
little
vlogs and
vlogs and
stuff.
stuff.
Love it.
Guys, are we
Guys,
closing
are
out?
we closing out?
I think so. Guys, we did it. We had our second live stream. Our goal is to get, we still have one more person too that we have in our rotation for looking at stuff. So be on the lookout. Who do you think the third person is?
Yeah, maybe put
Yeah,
in the
maybe put in the
comments who you
comments what
think,
you think,
Yeah.
and we'll see
and
if you
we'll
guys
see if
are
you guys are
right.
right.
Last time you
Last time you
guys,
guys,
um, sorry, can you
sorry,
guys
can you guys
mute?
mute?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I just hear myself. What was I saying? Yeah, sorry. In the last live, you guys all guessed it right, so that was kind of fun. I was excited to see like the reveal for this time that you guys guessed. So yeah, maybe put in the comments to see if you guys. Oh, someone said, "Can I join the third?" Maybe we should start having some of the viewers call in somehow. That's a very interesting. Well,
Oh,
maybe we should make a note.
Shoot us an email. Absolutely. That sounds fun.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, thanks again for joining the live with me, guys. And I'm happy that we were all able to do this. And yeah, I'm excited for the third episode, which is tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. So I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. I mean, we kind of already know what's gonna happen with the leaders, but I'm still very excited to see like how that's gonna happen. Um, and I want to see Kaya dance to the Rihata choreography. I want to see Tisha do it as well. Like it's just gonna be very interesting. Next episode. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. All the viewers, your comments are just so nice and appreciated. And thank you guys for just being very active and being here with us and keeping us company. It's just been so nice. But yeah, guess I'll see you guys on the next live. Bye, y'all.
Bye.